And both Sun grid tie inverters have been packed up now. They are going back to AliExpress, back to the sellers. I have tested them, I made the videos, and now we have to move forward to find a better solution to power our house. Welcome back to another video here from the off-grid garage. Sunny, hot Australia. We had 45 amps outside today. Not bad. And now this, okay, so this will be a bit of a different video here. You probably will hear me whinging and bitching, and I'm in a limbo at the moment here. I'm stuck with all this battery stuff and the shelving and everything. I really don't know how to proceed. That's why I haven't done any work on the shelving any further than this. I don't want to enroll or explain this whole situation again to you, because you already have seen the video a while back when I explained my situation here with the off-grid garage and my house connection. So we've got a three-phase connection, just to summarize this, three-phase connection, and the neutral comes in, the PEN, and we've got only two phases going to the house, and this is not an N, this is a PEN. This is a PEN conductor. And I think this is the reason why it is so difficult to find a solution here. At least this is my understanding at the moment, contacting several companies and asking for advice, asking for help with this situation here. A lot of people said, well, just take a hybrid inverter, put it in, and it will supply your house. It runs from the battery during the night, supplies your house with power, and during the day you turn it off and the energy from the solar on top of your house goes back into the grid. Because this is the situation. We've got the grid, the AC coupled solar here on the house. It goes to L3 and needs to go back to the grid. I'm getting 54.2 cents per kilowatt hour. I don't want to charge my batteries with that, but most inverters do that. If you have AC somewhere in your system, they will charge your freaking batteries first. And then if the battery is full, then they export the rest. I don't want to do this. I can't do this. And I really don't want to go into any details here, but I have looked at Victron, at all the possibilities they have, and this is basically an overview of what you see here on the screen, which gives you all the possibilities you have with a Victron gear. You can have your PV connected to any point in these installations, and they always work. You can have your battery connected to the inverter, and you have your meter to control how much energy you actually export. If you don't want to export energy, then this is possible as well. And there's also a possibility where you don't need a meter. It runs like this. So my solar on top of my house would supply the house first and then goes into the inverter, but then it would charge the battery first. And now you can turn off the charger to export the energy back. And from what the Victron installer has told me now, it is not possible because this is a PEN conductor and not a neutral. So obviously, apparently, likely, I don't know, I cannot use the Multiplus 2 for this situation. And viewers under my videos keep saying, well, get this inverter, get this hybrid inverter, get this one. It wouldn't make a difference. It is all the same. As soon as I get a hybrid inverter, I've got the same shit going on. I don't have the proper cabling to operate a hybrid inverter here in the garage and supply the house, which is 50 or 40 meters away from the garage here. So, and that's why I came up with this solution of feeding in power here from these two inverters into L3 and L2 with a clamped meter measuring the incoming current. And these inverters are supplying exactly this power which I would need from the grid. The inverters only deliver so much power which I need inside the house, and they adjust accordingly. And I tested these for 2 days. This is a perfectly viable solution, and it's easy to set up, it's easy to install, it's easy to set up. There's no major change of cabling necessary, nothing like this. This would just work. Well, because of the missing regulations for these inverters here in Australia, people recommended, well, you have to buy other inverters then which do the same. And if you Google the Crowbot export limitation inverters, you will get to this website here, which is so slow. And what we can see here is a grid tie inverter with a single phase meter in this case, making sure we are not exporting any energy. This can be set in the inverter, and the inverter only delivers so much power as you need with your load. But can you see a freaking battery in here? No. This is an AC coupled inverter. This works only during the day. This is for situations where you have a limit to export or even a zero limit to export. You are not allowed to export anything. Well, going further down, another inverter which works with one of these CTs, a current transformer, just goes around the cabling going into your house and measures the energy coming in and compensates accordingly from your solar. Again, no f***ing battery, right? The same three-phase solar, three-phase inverter. Then we finally find the SPH 3000 to 6000, a hybrid inverter which can be connected to a battery and also has a CT clamp. So we make sure that our power from the solar panels does not get exported to the grid. It adjusts accordingly again and adapts to our load. But does this inverter do the same with the battery power? During the night, does it only use the power from the battery to actually power your load and make sure nothing gets exported to the grid? Most likely yes, but I cannot find any documentation which explains that. And then here we have a quick look at the SPH 3000 to 6000. I would personally go with the 6000. And we can see all the technical details here. I cannot use any of the built-in solar charge controllers because they are going up to 550 volt DC input and I only have 150 volt input. I cannot put more solar panels in series connection because of the shading I have. I need to stay low. The ideal situation for me would be to have all solar panels in parallel. If one gets shaded, only this one panel drops out and the others keep working. But due to the 50 volt battery we have here, I need to have at least 3 panels in series to make it work. And then we have a look at the product certificates. And unfortunately, I cannot detect a certificate for Australia or New Zealand here. They've got all kind of certificates for all kind of countries here. Poland, Ireland, Turkey I could find, but nothing here for the AS/NZS. And yes, you can buy this inverter here in Australia, but are you allowed to operate it here? I don't know. On their website, I cannot see a certification for Australia either. So we would ending up with the same situation as with the Chinese ones. And then people said, have a look at these SolarArc inverters. They are amazing. And reviews are good. So I went to the solarc.com website. And waited until this error message comes up. The SolarArc website is down for several days now. I mean, come on, would you trust a company which cannot even maintain a website and keep it online? I don't know. So I cannot do any research about them. I found they are an American company. Not sure if they're being sold here in Australia. Most likely yes. Do they have a certification? I don't know. Website is down for days. And this is ongoing for the last 4 weeks. I cannot get any information of which way I need to go, which way I can go, what the options are, what the solution is to get this all up and running, set up, connected. I don't know, guys. I don't know. And then late last night, the light at the end of the tunnel finally. Well, not quite, but something happened. Victron got in contact with me. Yeah, Victron headquarters in the Netherlands. Here. Did you know that the highest elevation in Holland, Netherlands, is 322.4 meters? It's a bit over 1,000 feet. I mean, this is a bit higher than Andy's garage here. It is also totally 100% legal to buy weed. Anyway, Netherlands, flat. You know, no big mountains. Someone from the marketing department of Victron got in contact with me, posting a picture of one of the older videos I made when I installed the Victron inverter in the electrical cabinet. You know, the off-grid inverter, the 3 kilowatt. And the title of the video was something like smart inverter, not that smart or something. So they must have picked up on this title of the video. And she was asking, she was very nice in her email and everything. So she was asking like if I have managed now to connect this all to a GX device and could read out the information, and if this would all work or something like this along the line. And I sent him an email back and said, well, yes, I'm all set up now. Here's my URL. I'm already on the VRM portal. And I'm sharing all the information here on the channel, how satisfied I am with the charge controllers and setup, and the Raspberry Pi is running, and I gave her the whole rundown. Kept it simple, yeah, marketing people, you know, so not too technical stuff. And then I said, hang on, before you go, while I got you on the line here, while I reply to your email, can you help me with this problem here? And I roughly explained what I'm trying to do here, and that I cannot get hold of anyone here in Southeast Queensland, in Austria. And I said, would you be able to point me or to link me to someone from Victron in the Netherlands, where it's flat, and they can then recommend an installer here, which is trained by Victron, who can install this stuff for me here. Because I said to her, well, I'm ready to dump a shitload of money now into this project here, but nobody wants it. I have contacted 2 installers here, which came up on the Victron website, and they have these little icons under their company name, what they're actually doing. So if they do marine installations or RVs or house installation, power off-grid, all this kind of stuff. And then they had all the pictures you can imagine there. So I contacted them, but they are all at the Gold Coast down. This is like 150 kilometers away from here, near the coast. And they all came back to me yesterday and said, nah, can't do it. We are only dealing with marine grade installations, so boats, yachts and RVs, but we are not doing power installations. Even it shows this on the website. So I told her all that. And I said, get me in contact with someone who can help me with this shit here now. We need to get this sorted now. I need to continue. People are asking about this shelving now. What is going on with your shelf? You bought all this stuff. Are you waiting for parts? No, shit, no, I'm not waiting for parts. I've got everything here. I could potentially build the whole rack all at once now in one weekend, with a battery, with a BMS, everything. I've got everything here. I just need to know which way we are going with supplying power to the house to make this work, to make the right cutouts, to get the breakers in the right position. You know, all this technical stuff you need to know in your plan. So, yeah, I've sent this email to her now, and I'm waiting on feedback. Well, Victron, I'm still waiting. Now, I probably have an answer when you see this video here, but I'm not sure. So I don't know. It is a super frustrating situation at the moment. And that's why you see less videos here on the channel, me building stuff. I'm talking about the BMS and the battery and do some battery testing and stuff like this, but we are not doing any progress here. Anything like this, nothing. And it's such a shame. You've got these batteries here, they are 100%, 110% balanced. They were in parallel for 4 weeks since I got them basically, and nothing has happened. So I need to know, so the plan would be to have these 2 hybrid off-grid multi-plus whatever inverters here on this side, next to the electrical cabinet. 2 5 kVA inverters, 1 for each phase to the house. And they're both running from this battery rack with all the breakers. Wonderful. And because this all needs to be connected to the meter box outside of the garage, which is just on the other side of the wall basically. So we just need to drill through there and are in the meter box straight away. So it's the perfect location to install these hybrid inverters, right? And I would get the electricians in here to get this all installed. I would pay them for that, of course. This is not a do-it-yourself job anymore. This goes further. Even I am an electrician. I'm not going to do this anymore. This is power installation, distribution stuff, metering. This all needs to be proper installed as per the regulations here. And then we can continue building this rack up here and connect the batteries to these inverters. But I just need to know how. So the worst case scenario is The installer says it cannot be done because you don't have a proper cabling from the garage to the house. But we can do the installation directly here at the house, because this is where your distribution box is. And we don't have a 3-phase configuration, we only have 2 phases, 2 inverters coming in, and the PEN. And then we have an MEN link inside the house and supply power to your circuits. This is all technical stuff. I don't want to bother you with all this. This could be the worst installation, that we cannot install anything here inside the garage, but the inverters need to go next to the house. This would mean we cannot use these batteries, of course, because they will stay here in the garage. I'm not going to put this shelf here next to the house somewhere or inside the house or whatever. They will be here in the garage. This is my main battery storage situation here. So if this is the only solution they can come up with, well, we will always be here, the off-grid garage then. We'll run these batteries here with the off-grid inverter inside the garage, and we won't connect the house. We cannot connect the house until 1st of July 2028. This is when my feed-in contract runs out. And then I don't have the need anymore to export energy. I can really use the hybrid inverters then, because they will take my AC solar and charge my batteries during the day. So they will run in parallel with my solar setup here on the off-grid garage, with my DC solar installation. And then if the battery is full, I export the rest into the grid. So you see, this is all a back and forward and up and down and left and right, and I don't know. I need some expert advice from the manufacturers, from the installer, from the designer for such systems, and need to walk them through what I have and then let them figure out what is the option, what can I do. And until then, I cannot do much, really. I'm always standing here in the garage and looking at the shelf and saying, well, it's such a shame I cannot continue, because I don't know if these breakers going there, or if I need different breakers, because I don't know what I'm going to connect to this thing. Alright guys, I'm feeling much better now. Thank you so much for listening. Sometimes it's just good if you can freely talk to a friend. So hopefully this email to Victron triggers now something from the other end, and they get in contact with an installer here and say, look, we've got this guy here with the cameras. We don't want to have any bad publicity. Help him out. Make something work. It would be so nice to make a really nice series of videos about this whole installation then here, how to supply power from here to the house. But until then, guys, I would say stay charged and safe, and we probably will see us again in one of the next videos when we look at the shelf again and say, well, we still haven't got an answer which is satisfying, and we don't have the information to continue building this battery rack. Okay guys, anyways, thank you so much for watching again. Thanks for your support here on the channel, for all your donations. And I would like to mentioning all these wonderful people who are leaving comments under my videos, who are not donating money, who are not supporting the channel in any other way. They're just leaving comments, and this is a great help as well. So thank you for everyone who's leaving comments there. And even more thank you for people who are sharing their experience. This is all great support here for the channel. So thank you very much to everyone. Okay guys, I think that's it. A bit of a weird video, but you know, people have asked, what about this shelf? We always see this in the background there. What are you doing? What are you up to with this stuff? How is it going with this project? Well, now you know. Okay guys, I would say thanks for watching again. See you then. Bye bye.